You are about to listen to the words of Fethullah Gulen, a distinguished Islamic scholar and thinker. In this podcast, you will hear his essay, Resting in the Shade of Islam.
To rest in the shade of Islam is to be honored with divine blessings. Those who do not have the good fortune of the Qur'an's guidance cannot enjoy the charms of this life. But those who know the Qur'an in its uniqueness live as if they were in the courtyards of paradise, smiling at all their surroundings. They thank God for the shelter of Islam, and they reflect on the world around them in gratitude. All that they see and hear reminds them of the Qur'an and causes them to murmur its verses. They feel the deep pleasures of contemplation and are enraptured by the progression of their own thoughts towards God. The Qur'an teaches us to perceive and interpret the truth in phenomena. Those who live in the shade of Islam take pleasure in what they understand, and what they do not understand, they submit to God. Therefore, they never face consistent distress, chaos, or depression. In joyous times, they give thanks and praise to God, and so their joy becomes even more meaningful. As for adversity and tribulation, events that appear bitter and sour are softened by the wisdom, this too will pass. In the shade of Islam, the devout are weaving colorful lattice works of gratitude even in the darkest of times. Whoever visits them and experiences their calm presence will know the peace and joy of the people of paradise. If our lives thoroughly represent the depths, hues, and patterns of Islam, and if we are engaged with the Qur'an, we will be elevated to distinction and becoming truly otherworldly. We will understand the purpose of existence, the wisdom present in creation, the mystery and meaning of human life, the privilege of our responsibility to nature, and the value of what is to come. We will feel ascend the luminous helix, grounded in our heart to the horizon of reality, where we understand the nature of the Eternal One. We will marvel at our good fortune and say to ourselves, "This must be life." Many people are terrified by the appalling events of our time, but in the shade of Islam, we comprehend operation of the universe as its obedience to God. Thus, this vast universe becomes like a home to us. We feel familiarity towards every object, share love with every creature, and thank God for granting us such happiness. In the shade of the Qur'an, creation is more diverse, more abundant, and more meaningful than its appearance. It is as if the world is unveiled, as if we are observing a realm beyond this three-dimensional space. Even if this revelation is not shared by everyone, we all discover the world to be much wider than it first appears according to the richness of faith in our hearts. Unlike those who slouch from depression to depression like prisoners, we take shelter in the promise of a happy future like the honored guests of a vast palace. According to Islamic thought, this world, so spacious and enjoyable, is only one dimension of creation. The magnificence of the physical realm is but a curtain veiling the metaphysical beyond. The true exhibitions of beauty lie in the realms beyond appearance. In Islamic thought, everything originates in the metaphysical realm, appears in this natural world, and persists in the hereafter. This natural world is only a station on the way. Its blessings are appetizers of the coming feast. Our journey will take us far beyond this world. We will glimpse our eternal future from the intermediate realm of the grave. We will enter the great field of the Last Judgment with trembling, and beyond this lies either the lofty garden of eternal beauties or a horrible abyss. Paradise, described for its surprises by the prophet as one that no eyes have seen, no ears have heard, no minds have imagined, is the last stop of our long journey. From this eternal perspective, a Muslim sees everything differently, evaluates everything differently, and displays this difference in all his manners. He knows that he is God's vicegerent on earth and that everything is at his disposal. This truth echoes deep in his conscience. Your Lord told the angels, "I am setting on the earth a vicegerent." He bows in utmost gratitude to God in the face of this special task. He has put all that is in the heavens and the earth at your service. This honor arises from the timeless depths, and he welcomes it with joy, as if he were the first ever to receive it. He regards all that has been granted to him thus far as a glimpse of what will be his in the future, so he runs breathlessly along the path of the prophets. On this way, he never fails to put his trust in God, and he carefully obeys the order established by the Creator. Even though he works diligently, he knows that the result of his effort comes from God. His life is well balanced, for he trusts in God while honoring the laws of nature. He remains conscious of God's protection and breathes easily with peace, security, and satisfaction. How pleasant is this comfort of the heart! How joyous is life at such a spiritual horizon! To rest in the shade of Islam is to turn your heart towards God. It is fair to say that this life of rest has the power to remove corruption from the earth and establish peace among nations. Islam is the lost peace that we have been longing for, and in it we discover the harmony between human and natural life that society was created to reflect. If humanity today is unable to recognize Islam's promises, this is as much the fault of our own unfaithfulness to its messages as it is the fault of the hostility and prejudices of our opponents. In saying, we reveal the Qur'an as healing and mercy, God Almighty reminds us that this book is a remedy for all of our afflictions, and He calls upon us to turn to it for healing. With His word, this Qur'an does indeed show the straightest way. God offers us a mysterious key that will open any gate. Nonetheless, many of us succumb to neglect or ignorance, and we fail to utilize this priceless key. In daily life, when our simple devices break, we do not hesitate to call an expert or return them to their manufacturer for repair. But we often fail to follow this same procedure in regard to our spiritual life. We do not appeal to our Maker for instruction and advice. Clearly, the one who has made us must know how to repair us. As complex and valuable creatures, we should come to the all-knowing Creator with both our inward and outward problems. Then He will refer us to the Qur'an for resolution and guidance. He knows the contents of every heart. How could He who created not know? He is the all-knowing, all-aware. Humanity's indifference towards Islam today will be recorded in history as our fault. Future generations will remember us and say, if only they had been more discerning. But on that day, this regret will be of no use. So it is vital that we discern the true promises of Islam and fulfill our historic mission. I wonder whether the generations of today who share in this destiny will be able to achieve it. I hope they can. Their return to Islam, to the spirit and meaning voiced by the Qur'an, will be their rebirth. Indeed, the Qur'an is a unique source of original ideas, ageless disciplines, and imperishable teachings concerning existence, life, and human virtues. We strongly believe that the Book of Islam will create new possibilities for today's societies, offer them alternative ways of thinking, and relieve their sufferings, but this is possible only if we truly reimagine our place within existence and live according to our divine calling. After the long sleep of the past centuries, such a revival among Muslims would offer much to the rest of the world. In the past, Muslim revivals have occurred because communities began to scrutinize both themselves and the universal laws of life. They reconciled the mysteries of nature with religious thought and discerned that there is no contradiction between God's moral commandments and the rules of nature. Likewise, the dissolution of Muslim communities in history corresponds to their failure to sustain this reconciling synthesis. Our failure today to truly understand the relationship between humanity, the universe, and God has brought great affliction upon us. We face confusions and we drift from one depression to another. Our deliverance from this evil situation will only come if we can rejuvenate Islamic thought in the light of contemporary knowledge and reenact the harmony between the laws of divine creation that govern the universe and the laws of religion that regulate our relationship to God. In our recent past, this potential for harmony has been overlooked, if not completely ignored. This led to the loss of stability in life and successive social troubles. Simply put, we distorted our harmonious relationship with existence, and God revoked his blessings. This is an unchanging law of God, a divine habit. God never changes a favor he conferred on a people unless they change what is within themselves. The safest way to protect ourselves is thus to maintain a right relationship with both God and creation. And so far, this important task has only been accomplished by the generations who have held fast to the Qur'an.
You have just listened to the words of Fethullah Gulen, brought to life through an AI-generated voice. Known for his teachings on faith, interfaith dialogue, peace, and education, Mr. Gulen also inspired the Hizmet movement, a global initiative that promotes democracy, human rights, equality, and nonviolence. To learn more about Fethullah Gulen and the Hizmet movement, visit fethullahgulen.org.